The minimum hardware requirements for FreeBSD associated with FreeBSD versions 12.0 and 11.2. I know that we're now on FreeBSD 15 and you now need a 64-bit computer to run. FreeBSD 14.4 is the latest with any amount of 32-bit compatibility in any real meaningful way, shape, or form. So the hardware requirements for FreeBSD 11.2 and then 12.0 are usually a minimum of 96 megabytes of RAM and 1.5 gigabytes of free hard drive space. So this means that I could do QEMU-system-i386-M96. That's how you do 96 megabytes of RAM. That's the bare minimum. However, this is really only suitable for custom applications like embedded appliances. General purpose desktop systems will need more resources. Minimum of 8 gigabytes of hard drive space is a good starting point, and you really should have around 2 to 4 gigabytes of RAM at minimum. The processor requirements: AMD 64 is the most common desktop and laptop processor type used in most modern systems. Intel calls it Intel 64, and other manufacturers may sometimes call it x86 64. I believe today we all use x86 64. Examples of such processors include the AMD Athlon 64, AMD Opteron, multi-core Intel Xeon, and Intel Core 2 and later processors. Older desktops and laptops will often use the 32-bit x86 architecture. Almost all such processors with a floating point unit are supported. All 486 and above are supported. FreeBSD will take advantage of physical address extension or PAE support on CPUs with this feature. A kernel with the PAE feature enabled will detect memory above 4 gigabytes and allow it to be used by the system, up, I believe, to about 64 gigabytes. However, this will place constraints on device drivers and other features of FreeBSD. So for more details, you can refer to the PAE and the MAN documentation. So I'm going to look at MAN-S, and then for FreeBSD, because I have the FreeBSD handbook installed on my Ubuntu system, and then PAE is physical address extensions. IA64 is the Intel Itanium and Itanium 2. PowerPC is New World ROM Apple Mac systems with built-in USB. FFmpeg is supported on machines with multiple CPUs. And a 32-bit kernel can only use the first 2 gigabytes of RAM. SPARC64 has systems supported by FreeBSD SPARC64. It's on all systems with more than one processor that you can use FFmpeg. It is not possible to share a disk with another operating system at this time, so you need a dedicated disk for SPARC64. And